Police Commissioner Christopher Sapienza, I would like to welcome you to this year's Yonkers Police Department's awards ceremony. I'm proud to be here this evening to recognize the many accomplishments and acts of intelligence and heroism that have occurred.
May their lives and good example continue to inspire recruits to the Yonkers Police Department, and in service to their brothers and sisters known and unknown, May their legacy live long in the hearts and minds of all those who love them and miss them. O God of all creation, we also offer our sincere gratitude and sincere congratulations to those members of our department who we honor this evening for their achievements and hard work, for going above and beyond what is expected of them. Their sense of duty, their selflessness, their genuine concern for the safety of others, their bravery, their excellence in police work, and their love of service to all our neighbors makes us proud, inspires us, encourages us, and challenges us to be the best people you created. Living in community, in peace, with our eyes turned towards justice, our hearts open to loving all people without distinction or prejudice, and a willingness to embrace one another as we truly are, brothers and sisters, your sons and daughters of the Yonkers Police Department, would also demonstrate our willingness, each and every one of us, to follow their good example, to cooperate and share with them the responsibility each of us has to love our neighbor as ourselves, and to grow us out of love and who sustains us with love. May us all of these things in your most blessed name, for you live and reign forever and ever. Amen.
In reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as Police Officer Virginia Creary sings the national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and perilous fight more the ramparts we watched were so buckets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the wave more the land of the free, of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Yonkers Police Color Guard, under the direction of Detective Sergeant Javier Lugo, and the pipes and drums of the Police Emerald Society of Westchester. Give them a hand. You could all be seated. Thank you. We're honored today to have many dignitaries with us in attendance. As I introduce some of these dignitaries, please hold your applause till the end. With us today is the mayor of the great city of Yonkers, the Honorable Mayor Michael Spano, Police Commissioner Christopher Sapienza, First Deputy Chief Dan Campanini from the Investigations Bureau, Deputy Chief Richard Alamo from the Field Services Bureau, Deputy Chief Paul Rice from the Support Services Bureau, and Assistant Bureau. Also with us today is the President of the CLSA, Lieutenant John Viviano. Representing the PBA is the Second Vice President, Detective Chris Bellamy. Representing State Senator, Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins is Simmer Brandon. Westchester County Attorney Susan Cacase, as well as ADA Tony Gagliardi, who is the Yonkers Bureau Chief. From our city courts, we have the Honorary Karen Beltran. Also here today is representatives of the Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, Marisol Mancibo from the PAL, and Brian Scholder, the Executive Director of Safety and Security for Yonkers Public Schools. Thank you. I'm now going to turn the mic over to the mayor of the great city of Yonkers, the Honorable Mayor Mike Spano.
Thank you, Justin, and good evening, everyone. I have notes, but I think I'm just going to go up my notes for a moment because I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you because for 15 years I've been mayor, and our crime rate continues to get better. We are the safest big city in New York State, one of the safest big cities in all of America. We have some of the lowest complaints against our officers. You know how to police a community. And I want to say thank you. I also know that as my time as mayor, I've watched public sentiment change. I've watched policy change, laws change, mostly, unfortunately, to your detriment. Thinking about those 2 police officers that were shot and killed just maybe short 2 weeks ago. And watching the elected and watching the individual, you know, this is what you should expect. This is what you should expect. You put on a uniform and you go out every single day, and you know what? You might not come home. You need to expect that. That's a load of crap. You don't need to expect that. What you should expect is that you have elected officials who are that when the day comes that you should be worried, we're going to guarantee that you get home. We owe it to them that you get home, and we certainly owe it to the families to make sure are here to serve and protect, and our job is to serve and protect them and to put in place rational policies that reflect that so that we can put those who might hurt you behind bars and not put them in a position to do the work, the crimes that they do. So, again, I'm saying that because I think very too often elected modern days don't say it, are afraid to say it, maybe think that they shouldn't say it. I have 3 brothers who are police officers. I have 6 nephews who are police officers. I know, and that you go out there every single day in honor of the people that you were sworn to serve and protect, and you do a great job, and I want to say thank you. And let's give it up for our police officers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would now like to ask the Police Commissioner, Christopher Sapienza, to come to the podium, along with the following employees of the Yonkers Police Department's Fiscal Services Unit for a special presentation of the Police Commissioner's Award. Valerie Gordon-Wiggin, Dawn Smith, Robin Fullerton, Chris Singh, and Sharon Fahey. Could you please come up? Oh yeah, you gotta come up. Shuffle down. Okay. The Yonkers Police Department Fiscal Services Unit plays an essential role in the success and operational efficiency of this department. Fiscal services in a police department are unlike fiscal work in most other professions. Their responsibility of urgent, unpredictable, and highly sensitive expenditures tied directly to public safety, from emergency purchases and major operations to time-sensitive arrangements for line-of-duty funerals. No matter how difficult the task may seem, they consistently find a way to get it done, ensuring the Yonkers Police Department, and by extension, the Yonkers community, has what it needs when it matters most. Their professionalism recently demonstrated during an attempted fraud scheme targeting the city of Yonkers. Fiscal Services received what appeared to be a legitimate invoice for legal services totaling more than $100,000. The payment, Dawn Smith identified inconsistencies, asked additional questions, and ultimately flagged the invoice to the police commissioner's office. Further investigation revealed the invoice was designed to steal taxpayer funds through fraudulent emails. Because of Fiscal's attention to detail and expertise, the scam was uncovered before any money was lost. By our fiscal services is vital to the integrity and functionality of this department. Their commitment to accountability, professionalism, and public service makes them an invaluable asset to the Yonkers Police Department. It is my honor to present the 2026 Police Commissioner's Award to the Yonkers Police Department's Fiscal Services Unit. You guys,
I just want to say we're done, right?
oh, okay. You want to give it, we'll do it later? Yeah. Okay. Okay. We will now be moving on to the presentation of awards. We're going to start the program by bringing up each unit and command and recognize all accomplishments over the past year. Some of these officers have worked in multiple commands, and some have even risen in rank during this time. These awards show the hard work and dedication that each and every member has to the city and its residents here in Yonkers Police Department. Many of these awards are given for acts of bravery and heroism, such as arresting armed suspects, saving lives, as well as intelligent police work and in-depth investigations, where our officers have gone above and beyond their normal course of duty. I would like to start by calling up to the podium all the current members of the 1st Precinct Traffic Unit and Courts. You guys could go to the table, get your awards, then come on up. Michael Malizia received 1 certificate of excellent police work. Police Officer Khair Hussein received 1 unit citation. And Police Officer Robert Gibo received 1 unit citation. Give them a round of applause. Next, can I please have all the members who are currently assigned to the 2nd precinct in attendance? Police Officers Jessica Travis and Police Officer Michael Kirby. And Officer Kirby received 1 life-saving award. A round of applause. I would ask that all members that are currently assigned to the 3rd precinct please come up to the front. Guys, once you get your awards, you guys can come on up. Police Officers Tyler Barrera, he received 2 unit citations. Officer Edwin Castillo received 5. Officer Katie McAvoy received 2 unit citations. Officer Rui Sosa received 1 commendation and 1 unit citation. Officer Anthony Celine received 8 certificates of excellent police work. Officer Stephen Pagliaroli received 1 life-saving award. Officer Damian Bellamy received 1 commendation. Officer Caitlin Lippman received 1. Officer Joseph Nolan received 1 commendation. Officer Jonah Bellantoni received 1 commendation. Officer Matt Burney received 1 certificate of excellent police work. And Officer Mark Carroll. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. All the members of the 4th precinct. Citations. Police Officer Alberto Thandi received 1 certificate of excellent police work. Police Officer Sharif Abuatab received 1 commendation. Police Officer Courtney McCormick received 2 certificates of excellent police work and 1 living award. Police Officer Brianna Darcy received 2 unit citations. And Police Officer Alyssa Petroselli received 1 commendation. Congratulations. Next up, we're going to have our Emergency Services Unit and K-9 Unit come up, please. Life-Saving Award. Sergeant Reggie Irizarry received 1 unit citation. Police Officer Stephen Alcantara received 1 unit citation and 1 life-saving award. Police Officer William Bruzak received 1 unit citation and 1 life-saving award. Police Officer Thomas Allison received 1 certificate of excellent police work, 1 commendation, 1 unit citation, and 3 life-saving awards. Rudolph Rosado received 1 life-saving award. Police Officer Timothy Callahan received 1 commendation, 1 unit citation, and 1 life-saving award. Congratulations. The Detective Division, you're up next. Detectives Ryan Wynn, Christopher Urban, and Kevin Quinn all received a unit citation. Congratulations, guys. I'd like to have all of them come up, please. And I'm actually going to call up with the Field Investigations Division, also our crime control strategies. Detective Captain Patrick York received 2 unit citations. Sergeant Peter Schwartz. Detective Specialist Christian Doherty received 4 certificates of excellent police work and 6 unit citations. Detective Specialist Alejandro Vieira received 3 certificates of excellent police work and 6 unit citations. John Wilt received 4 certificates of excellent police work, 1 commendation, and 5 unit citations. Detective Specialist Daniel Orman received 3 certificates of excellent police work and 6 unit citations. Detective Specialist Nicholas McGill received 3 certificates of excellent police work, 1 commendation, and 3 unit citations. Police Officer Nicholas Campanini received 1 certificate. Detective Specialist Brian McCormick received 2 certificates of excellent police work and 3 unit citations. And Police Officer Raul Mendez received 1 unit citation. Congratulations. To all the members here, I'd like to extend my congratulations to everybody. I would love to be able to tell our family and friends all the stories of all the awards, some of the incidents from 2025 that were picked by our awards committee to show the many different aspects of police work here in Yonkers. First off, I'd like to ask Detective Specialist Christian Doherty. On January 1st, 2025 Avenue, based on prior knowledge that the suspects involved in past gang-related incidents had used a nearby aqueduct pathway as a method of escape, Detective Specialist a targeted canvass. During the canvass, these officers observed a male matching the description. Furthermore, his mannerisms were consistent with of someone who was in possession. A brief foot pursuit ensued. The male was ultimately apprehended after discarding a loaded and stolen Smith & Wesson .380 caliber handgun. Eyewitnesses to the shooting were transported to the aqueduct, and each positive identification show-ups. Meanwhile, detective life-saving efforts. The officers located a gunshot wound to the left chest and filled the wound with gauze while applying pressure. The officers started CPR while Detective Specialist Goldberg applied a chest seal to the wound. Unfortunately, the man later the victim's life, POs Horbach, Mejia, and Detective Specialist Goldberg are awarded a unit citation, and for apprehending a murder suspect immediately following the crime, Detective Specialist Wilt, Doherty, and VA. Next up, I would like to ask police officers Edwin Castillo, Justin DeVito, Bruzak, and Canine Cash, of course. POs Castillo and DeVito were on patrol in the Getty Square area, which had recently experienced an increase in violent gang-related incidents. While traveling on New Main Street, the officers observed 4 individuals. As the group of officers approached in a marked patrol car, the group changed their behavior and split up in different directions. When the officers exited their vehicle to conduct a field interview, all 4 individuals fled on foot. Officers Castillo and DeVito pursued and apprehended one suspect without incident, while notifying responding units of the direction of flight of the remaining individuals. Officers McAvoy and Barrera canvassed the Chicken Island parking lot, and Canine Officer Bruzak with Canine Cash responded to assist. Officer Bruzak presented the firearm to Canine Cash. Canine Cash, using a scent detector with tactical cover provided by other emergency services unit personnel, Canine Cash led Officer Bruzak to a tractor trailer parked in Chicken Island. Canine Cash crawled under a tractor trailer and indicated the presence of a suspect. Officer Bruzak gave commands to the suspect to come out with their hands up. The suspect complied and came out under the tractor trailer and was taken into custody. The firearm was recovered, and DNA evidence from the firearm matched the suspect. And she was subsequently charged with criminal possession of a weapon, 2nd degree. For their intelligent police work and working together as a team, all the officers have been awarded a unit citation. Officer Sharif Abuatab. On March 21st, 2025, POs Terraforte and De Benedetto, along with POs Ganmanian and Abuatab, responded to 5 incidents. Upon arrival, officers interviewed the complainant and her 11-year-old daughter, who reported that she had been sexually assaulted inside the store by an unknown adult male. At the time of the report, the suspect had already fled and only a limited description was available. Recognizing the seriousness of the incident, officers immediately initiated an investigation. They reviewed store surveillance footage and the interaction between the suspect and the victim. Through careful observation, officers developed a more detailed description of the suspect, including a distinctive sweatshirt. Utilizing available facial recognition analysis, they produced a Further investigation led officers to identify a YouTube account associated with the individual where they observed him wearing the same distinctive sweatshirt. On June 5th, officers responded again to the same location for a similar suspect as the same individual from the prior investigation. Utilizing their prior investigative work in coordination with additional units, officers were able to locate the suspect's vehicle and subsequently place him under arrest. For their intelligent work and arresting a sex offender, they're all awarded a Certificate of Excellent Police Work. On March 25th, 2025 at 3:30 p.m., officers Mark Mendelson and Nicholas McGill were on patrol in the area of North Broadway near Getty Square when they observed a shirtless male suddenly pull a large knife from his waistband and continue walking south. They immediately exited their vehicle to make contact with the male and aired the situation to headquarters. Despite numerous verbal orders given by officers Mendelson and McGill to drop the knife, the male continued to walk down the sidewalk, wielding the knife. Getty Square is one of the most densely populated areas in the city. Officers Mendelson and McGill continuously attempted to make verbal contact with the male to get and to divert his attention to them. Officers Mendelson and McGill then positioned themselves in front and to the side of the male to shield any possible civilians away from as he remained armed and continued to walk on the sidewalk. Detective Specialist Goldberg then arrived on scene and joined Officers Mendelson and McGill in creating containment around the suspect. Responded to the area. Officers McCormick and Petroselli then ran toward the suspect and approached the male from the rear and discharged their tasers, which made successful contact, causing him to fall to the ground and lose control of the knife. Officers immediately converged on him and were able to place him into handcuffs and take custody of the knife. All the officers involved displayed extraordinary bravery in what was an incredibly dangerous and escalating in front of an armed suspect to protect those around them, ultimately brought this incident to an immediate and safe ending before anyone could be hurt. All officers are awarded a commendation. Detective Specialists Wilt, Leon, Orman, Doherty, McCormick, and Vieira, as well as on April 18th, 2025, Crimes Unit Officers Wilt, Orman, Doherty, Vieira, Leon, Zingaro, Dearline, and McCormick were conducting surveillance on a group of known Bloodhound gang members in the area of Cottage Gardens, several of whom have been arrested in relation to firearms-related offenses. The officers observed one male exhibiting behaviors that led them to believe he was in possession of a firearm. The officers exited their vehicles to an position when the suspect fled on foot. Detective Specialist Doherty, utilizing an unmarked vehicle, was able to cut off the fleeing suspect's direction of travel, at which point he slowed down and drew a gun from his waistband, at which point the gun fell from the suspect's hand. The remaining officers were able to detain and secure the male and recover the loaded firearm. For their keen observations and restraint, Specialist Wilt is awarded a commendation, and the remaining officers are awarded a certificate of excellent police work. Police Officer Thomas Allison. Approximately 11:30 p.m., numerous units were dispatched to a report of a male that had been shot in the arm. Multiple 2nd Precinct and Emergency Services units responded to the 1189 Yonkers Avenue and discovered a male that was bleeding from the arm from a gunshot wound. This victim related that after exiting a Beeline bus in the area of Yonkers Avenue and Vernon Place, he and another male engaged in a physical dispute. The male then drew a firearm and fired one round at the victim, striking him in the arm. Prior to the description being aired, Lieutenant Lane began responding to the call. Lieutenant Lane took notice of the man's behavior, noting that he was glancing over his shoulder with an alarmed look on his face. Lieutenant Lane, given that there was no description of the suspect, proceeded to the scene. At scene, POs Maturano and Allison immediately began rendering aid to the shooting victim, including a tourniquet to the injured arm to control the bleeding. As PO Maturano rendered aid, PO of travel. Lieutenant Lane realized that it was the same male he had observed earlier and began canvassing for the suspect and observed him walking east on Wakefield Bridge. Lieutenant Lane drew his firearm and pointed it at the suspect while giving him verbal commands to get on the ground. The suspect complied, and Police Officer Michael Mirabella and Lieutenant Lane approached the suspect and placed him into custody. They recovered a loaded chamber. For their actions in immediate care of the victim and obtaining and airing the description and direction of flight and the rapid identification of the suspect, Lieutenant Allison, Maturano are awarded a certificate of excellent police work. Police officers on June 14th, 2025 at 2:45 p.m., multiple units responded to the area of shots fired. While en route, responding officers received information from headquarters indicating multiple shots had been fired and that 2 male suspects, both dressed in all black, were fleeing southbound on Morningside Avenue. On scene and confirmed the presence of a crime scene, recovering 6 shell casings in front of 134 Lake Avenue. Simultaneously, headquarters relayed updated suspect information that 2 individuals matching the description on Morningside Avenue. POs Imafadan, Antigua, Vargas, Arroyo, Carter, Suazo, Hogan, along with K-9 Officer Moore and K-9 Officer Diesel, coordinated a perimeter and began to canvass for the suspects. Who told them the suspects fled towards Ridge Avenue. While canvassing the area, officers observed the individual matching the suspect description. He appeared out of breath and sweating profusely. With the assistance of the officers, the suspect was detained without incident, and they found a Glock 26 handgun on the ground in close proximity. Concurrently, POs Antigua and Darcy, along with Lieutenant Cazada, who was utilizing a drone, continued to coordinate and search for the second suspect. A second suspect was located hiding in a ditch on Ridge Avenue, and the second suspect was taken into custody. The successful resolution of this incident was the result of the coordinated police work by all responding units, and all officers are awarded. Officers Damian Bellamy, Joseph Nolan, and Caitlin Littman. On August 31st, 2025, at approximately 10:30 p.m., multiple 3rd Precinct units responded to 27 Ludlow Street on the report of shots fired. A 42-year-old male victim lying on the ground with a gunshot wound to his right flank. POs Littman and Jose attempted life-saving measures before eventually handing off care to emergency service unit officers Park, Fernandez, Reedy, and Martin. Unfortunately, despite all of these measures, the male was soon pronounced deceased at St. Joseph's Medical Center. A crime scene was immediately established via radio. POs Nolan and Bellamy were canvassing for the suspect in the area of South Broadway and observed a male matching the description inside the store at 411 South Broadway. Officers noted what they believed to be a firearm and removed a black Taurus 9mm handgun equipped with a loaded high-capacity 30-round magazine. The suspect was then transported to the detective division by Detectives Gaffney, Justo, using illicit interview techniques. They got the suspect to confess. Due to their keen observation and skills, who had just murdered someone, police officers Joseph Nolan and Damian Bellamy are awarded a commendation, and the assisting officers and detectives are awarded a unit citation. Officers Thomas Allison and Rudolph Rosado. On December 7th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m., Yonkers Police Department patrol units responded to the area of Bruce Avenue and Lawrence Street for the report of several gunshot wounds to the abdomen. Patrol officers and the emergency services unit immediately rendered life-saving medical. POs Allison, DeFino, Mangianello, Park, Rosado, and Sullivan paramedic skills to stabilize the male in order to get him to a local trauma center, ultimately saving his life. An investigation conducted by the Major Case Squad detectives determined that the shooting occurred moments earlier in a nearby. Officers Allison, DeFino, Manginello, Park, Rosado, and Sullivan are all awarded a life-saving award, and detectives Brett, Camperlango, Cognatello, DeRosa, Jackson, and Menton are awarded a unit citation. Captain Messar, Officers Thomas Allison, and Officer Steve Alcantara. On December 9th, 2025, at approximately 9 p.m., Yonkers police units responded to assist NYPD and Westchester County Police, who were in a vehicle pursuit with a black to stop as it traveled southbound on the Springbrook Parkway. The operator, a 54-year-old male, was observed throwing items out of the driver's side window before intentionally striking a Westchester County police car, which ultimately the suspect was observed fleeing his vehicle after the crash, at which time he jumped over the parkway guardrail and into the grassy spring reservoir. At this time, the outside temperature wasn't over. He then began to swim in an easterly direction toward the center of the reservoir. These ESU officers and patrol members responded to the scene and prepared the truck and assisted Westchester County ESU members with a rope system who had entered the water on the west bank. He then set up illumination towers to provide light while working in the darkness over the reservoir. Captain Messar requested NYPD Aviation, who responded to the scene and coordinated rescue efforts from the Spring Lake Golf Course. Sergeant Brady utilized a thermal camera to keep a visual on the suspect, who had now submerged under the waterline due to the freezing temperatures. POs Allison, Martirano, and Martin donned water rescue suits, while PO Alcantara and 2nd Precinct Officer Suazo Cordero maintained water rescue rope lines on which was approximately 2 inches thick. The suspect could be heard screaming and had now been in the icy water for approximately 20 minutes. Both officers gave verbal commands to the suspect while carefully approaching the cracking ice, in which officers ultimately fell in. PO Allison attempted utilizing a rescue sling. However, the suspect attempted to pull the officer under the system by both officers, and all 3 parties were hauled back to the shore. Due to the frozen conditions, the ice forming around the officers had to be fractured. P.O. Martin assisted in carving a pathway in the ice with the available tools. Both officers and the suspect were pulled to the shore by Sergeant Brady and P.O.s Alcantara and Suazo Cordero. The suspect was then removed from the scene and to an ambulance from the YPD to the Westchester County Police Department, where he was booked on multiple felony and misdemeanor charges. For their efforts, P.O.s Allison, Martin, and Martirano are awarded a commendation, and Captain Messar, Sergeant Brady, P.O.s Alcantara, Park, and Suazo Cordero are awarded life-saving awards. Congratulations. I wish I could have read them all. At this time, I would ask that everybody please rise as our police chaplain, Rabbi Mendy Hurwitz, offers a benediction on our ceremony. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. He found his glasses. I'm gonna have the police commissioner come up. He'd like to say a few words.
Our honorees, their families, Mayor Spano, our partners in government, and the members of this community we are proud to serve. This evening has a clear purpose: to recognize excellence and to honor sacrifice. Both define this profession. To our award recipients tonight, your action department. You were faced with moments that required clarity under pressure, discipline in chaos, and the willingness to act when it mattered most. These are not abstract ideals, these are classroom alone. It comes from experience, from preparation, and from a deep sense of duty to something bigger than yourself. You did not seek recognition, but you earned it. And tonight, this department is proud to recognize you. As we celebrate, we also reflect. For extraordinary moments. It is required every day. Every tour, every call, every decision, and with that comes risk. Not just for those wearing the uniform, but for the families who stand behind, the ones who share in the weight of this profession without ever donning the uniform. We recognize you as well. We would be remiss if we didn't take this moment to honor and of this profession who gave their lives in the line of duty. Their loss is not measured in a single day or a single ceremony. It is felt over time in the empty chairs and the stories that stop short and the families who continue on without them. Their names are not just inscribed on memorials, they are carried and in the standards we refuse to lower. That is their legacy, and it is our responsibility to live up to it. To Mayor Spano, the members of the City Council, and our elected officials, thank you for your continued support of this department and the work we do every day. To the families, friends, and members of our noticed, it makes a difference and it matters. To the men and women of Yonkers Police Department, past and present, thank you for your service, your professionalism, and your commitment to this city. Not just in words, but in action. Thank you.
On our ceremony.
We hereby recite the blessing to offer gratitude to the Almighty He has bestowed upon us on the occasion of the Yonkers Police Award ceremony. Blessed are you, Lord, our God, King of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this occasion. And reward upon these officers and their families as they have dedicated themselves to the service of the community to protect and preserve the lives of the men, women, and children that reside and work in our city, and spiritually from all manner of harm in the fulfillment of their duties as police officers and in their personal lives as well. I'd like to conclude with the prayer of King David from Psalms 121. He thought of all of us. My help will come from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot falter. Your guardian does not slumber. He will not let your foot falter, not slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your guardian. The Lord is your protective shade in your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will guard you from all. The Lord will guard your going and your coming from now and from all time. Let us say amen.
Casarelli, Detective Sergeant Javier Lugo, Sergeant Ashley Callery, police officers Trevor Buchanan and Thomas Allison, and Detective Adam Walensky. I would also like to thank Police Officer Dina Stevenson, Detective Lieutenant Frank DiDemizio, and Dana Schifatelli from the Police Commissioner's Office, who worked tirelessly to put all of would have been possible without their help. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to turn the mic over to Sergeant Dave Barker for our law enforcement vigil.
The following names are police officers who lived in the city of Yonkers and died while serving other communities. Police Officer Michael Early, Westchester County Police. Police Officer Francis, Westchester County Police. Police Officer Michael Frey, Eastchester Police. Detective Charles Shuda, Pelham Manor Police. Special Investigation. Following are Yonkers police officers who have died on the line of duty. Police Officer Edward. Police Officer Dennis Meckel. Police Officer Anthony Majori. Lieutenant Roy McLaughlin. Detective William Sullivan Jr. Police Officer Stanley Casper. You know.